Guys, it's Squish, and welcome to Sea of Thieves. I know Mutant has been in chat for a little while. Thanks for hanging out. Hey Ornst, hey Surge, nice to see you guys. This is not going to be a super action-packed stream. My main goal here is fishing. And so there is a fishing festival going on, which I've been really excited for, because the Hunter's Call is my favorite faction in this game. Well, for a variety of reasons, I decided to go with the safer seas options while I'm streaming. I do not when I'm playing casually, so I didn't know this. Because my level is higher than 25, I will not gain reputation with the Hunter's Call for this. So we're just doing this for the commendations, and that's fine. It'll be what it is. But we are looking to get the commendations for getting 50 of all of the non-rare plenty fins, wild splashes, and pondies. Unless we find a shipwreck, in which case we're gonna get some wreckers as well. Basically, I want to get all the non-rare variants of the pretty easy to catch ones. Not that I don't... Oh, please don't snap my line. Please do not snap my line. That's a little... Oh, okay. We're good. Not that I'm avoiding the rare variants. The only thing is that the rare variants take a really long time. So I'm not going to catch all the normal variants and then wait to finish up the 10 of each of the rare before moving on. I can go kill a few slaughterfish and mud crabs for you. I don't know if that's going to help, but like if you want to, I'm not going to say no. That sounds very useful, Mutant. This is kind of a stream I've wanted to do for a while. We don't need splash tails. Oh, I should actually show you guys. Here we are. So, we're completely done on the splash tails here. Right now, we are in the Shores of Plenty, so we're looking for plenty fins. We're looking for cloudy, bone dust, and watery. So that's what we're doing right now. And then once we're done with that, we'll head to that island where there's a good pond where we can catch pondies. But yeah, I've wanted to do this for a little bit now. Sea of Thieves is really one of my favorite games. And I haven't gotten to play a ton recently. Back in the day, I used to sail with a full crew. Well, they weren't my crew. I was first mate. I sailed under Captain Doof, who someday you guys will get to meet. But, I was first mate Squish. We don't need olive plenty fins. And part of this game that's always attracted me to it is, I think of anything I've played, this is the best adventure simulator. Like, the time it takes you to get places, the work you have to put in to actually complete objectives, it feels real. We also don't need amber. It stole my bait. That jerk. It's just a very real feeling experience. And I love that. It's great if you are looking to have an adventure with some friends. But I don't really like to do the whole adventure thing when I'm on my own. There's a reason I have so many of the fish already caught. When I'm playing this solo, it is entirely a fishing game. My favorite, though, is always I will spend hours and hours fishing. And like I mentioned before, I don't usually sail in safer seas. I normally do the high seas. And someone will come after me thinking I have treasure. But I'm not giving up my fish. I will not give up my fish. I'm not the greatest at battle one-on-one. But I used to be able to outsail basically anyone who came after me. Ooh. Ooh. We don't need this, but the Umber Splashtail is the rare variant, so we're gonna catch it anyways. It is worth money. It's worth a lot more money than the normal variants. And much like the adventuring, the fishing is... I don't want to say it feels real, but it feels more real than a lot of games make their fishing mini-games. And I like fishing in any game. Triggers the opening of Waterworld. I think you've referenced that with a game before. If you haven't caught a Ghost Leviathan, obviously it's a more rare variant and you should go hunt them. You know, in this one, I'm more worried about the Kraken. Not gonna lie. And I don't know how the Kraken is handled on the, safer seas. Since I'm the only ship in this server. So I'd be the only one that they can attack. But there's a skull in the sky, so we're good. As long as there's an event on the horizon, the Kraken will not spawn. Megalodons might. And we might take on a Megalodon if it spawns on us. It would be nice to prove to myself that I still know how to take on a Megalodon. Like I said, it's been a while since I've really been able to play this, so... I'm excited to just kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. I also have not been feeling the best this week. I called into work the last couple of days here. And I'm not an extrovert by any means, but after a couple of days of being sick, I want to be around people. So this seemed like a really good way to just kind of hang out with you guys and relax. Am I in high seas? Ooh, why am I getting? I can't believe we got another Umber Splash Shell. I am not in high seas. I decided that for this stream we're gonna take it in safer seas. That being said, I've been having some lag issues when I was setting this up. So if that ends up being an issue, we might switch to high seas. Smart. Yeah, I was thinking about it, because I wanted to get rep for the Hunter's Call, but I wanted it to be a little bit more casual than having to run away with my fish. It's, a rare day when you have multiple Umber Splashtails in your inventory. And now night is starting to fall, so we should see some of the watery plentyfins. And actually, if we catch all the cloudy... Nope, don't need that. If we catch all of the cloudy plentyfins we need... Doof! I was talking about you! Guys, in chat, that's my old captain. That's Doof right there. Do you want to join the fishing trip, Captain? Do you want to join the fishing? Yes, old captain. I've been sailing on the Wuthering Rose alone for quite some time, Captain. You know, I'm always down to get the crew back together, but I have my own ship now. I'm not on my own ship, but I have my own ship now. Spending time with the girlfriend tonight. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll still play on Sunday. It's still a story of the old times. Entertain the nice folks at home. Hey, I thought I was doing a pretty good job entertaining the nice folks at home. That's a lie. I was quickly running out of things to say. But one of our old shenanigans that I will never get over. I'm gonna dump my fish real quick. There was a 3-ship alliance at Fort of the Damned. And one of the nearish by... No, you know what? It couldn't have been Fort of the Damned, because it didn't have the fog around it. I think we've been misremembering that, Doof. But it was one of the forts, and it was a 3-ship alliance. And we had parked our ship behind one of the closer islands. An island that kept spawning kegs. We weren't trying to steal any treasure. We were about to log off when we saw this opportunity. And so we kept taking the kegs that kept spawning on the island, putting them in our rowboat, and we'd get like 2 or 3 at a time. I think it was typically 2 at a time. And we'd row over, jump off the rowboat, and keg the ships. And we managed to do that about 3 or 4 times and completely shattered this alliance. Everyone blamed everyone else. And nobody realized there was another ship just an island over. It was beautiful. That's another thing. There were very rare times that we actually set out to cause mischief with other crews. Like, if you were friendly with us, we were friendly with you. However, if there was an opportunity for chaos, our crew was always down for a little chaos. I also, there's some things I want to describe in terms of our crews interacting with other crews. However, part of it would need a character reveal. And I'm not ready to show you guys my character in Sea of Thieves yet. I think that's going to be better done when Doof is playing with me. For the simple fact that in order to understand the impression we made as a crew, you really need Doof's character and mine standing next to each other. The Fort of the Dam was when we snatched loot and dueled the pirate legend and fought their ship to a draw on our escape. Oh, you're right. I don't know. I don't remember that adventure well enough to tell it. But that was... Were you a pirate legend at that point? Or were none of us? Because that was one of our first interactions with a pirate legend, wasn't it? Yes, you were. Okay. But you were the only one in our crew at that time, I think, was that had gotten to Pirate Legend. Oh. Now I'm all nostalgic for the adventure days. Seas are starting to get a little bit rougher. But Gamer is intending to reinstall Sea of Thieves. And Gamer has not gone through any of the Tall Tales. Yeah, I don't think he's gone through any of them. So I am really hoping that we can get a good brig going with the captain, myself, and Gamer. And you guys will get to see a lot of the adventure that makes this game so amazing. Is that storm coming this way? It'd be really nice. I would not say no to some stormfish. I wasn't going to go storm chasing this time around, but if the storm comes to us... Shores of Gold when you got anxious from navigating the spike pits. Man, Shores of Gold, I got anxious about a lot of things. I think the most anxiety was over directions. And I was going to tell that story next. Adventure reboot. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd like that. Relive the glory days. But Shores of Gold, our crew were having a really... There's a section where you have to go to, what was it, 4 different areas to do puzzles to unlock the next area. And we kept struggling with it. And so finally we all reconvened on the ship and Captain goes, okay, you go to the north, you go to the south, you go to the west. He gave us directions, clear, concise directions. We all launch ourselves off of the ship. Nobody went in the right direction. Nobody knew where they were. The chaos was so much worse after we had made a plan. We don't need Amber. We got Amber. I caught the other one earlier just because it was a trophy fish. And I only have 7 million gold. And you guys don't know this yet, but I'm gold hungry in this game. I need more gold. I knew where I was. Well, Captain, you were on the ship. Oh, I didn't see what that was. I twitched. Damn it. And I wasn't recording it, so I'm never gonna find out what it was. I am recording now, so good thing nothing crazy happened yet. Where is everyone? Yeah, sitting on the ship, losing his mind as the entire crew is sitting there going, I don't know where I went. I'm at the wrong puzzle, Captain. The Shores of Gold was an amazing experience, though. And especially, at that point, we had gone through all of the other Tall Tales. And it was the perfect way to end all of those journeys. I think that was... No, I definitely did cry when we finished Shores of Gold. Ooh, there's a cloudy plentyfin. That's one we need. But I think the entire crew ended up crying when we finished Shores of Gold. Surprise stream? Didn't think we were getting on until tomorrow. Yeah, I decided just a couple hours ago that we'd hop on and do this. I was gonna be playing this tonight anyways. I figured I might as well hang out with you guys. I do think that storm is getting closer. I'm gonna be real honest. We might get to the point where I'm not tired of fishing, but I'm tired of fishing in one spot. So we won't necessarily catch all of the fish we're looking for in one spot before we move on to the others. Because for plentyfins, we're gonna need another... hold on. I have it written down, but I need to do math. We need another 12 of the cloudy plentyfins and 28. No, a little bit less than 28 of the watery. And I don't have the patience to sit here through all of that. There's pondies we can go catch. And pondies we need all but the common variant, so that'll be a lot more actual catching and not just snapping our line back. God, that storm is just becoming a wall. I remember there was the time we helped a sloop take down a reaper. We helped a lot of sloops take down a lot of reapers. Remember when we went through that whole reaper hunting phase? Put on the old Von Doof charm and you stood there menacingly. That's part of why I don't want to reveal the character design I have going until you can play with me, because my character does not make as much of an impact alone as it does when our characters are side by side. Okay. We're gonna do 5 earthworms and 5 leeches, because as that storm gets closer, we'll be able to start hunting some stormfish. And I'll probably get a little bit quieter when the storm gets to us, just because it is stressful fishing in a storm. Oh my god, when I got everyone's wardrobe for the crew dining. Yeah, the captain dressed the entire crew. I'm not actually kidding. The captain bought all of the outfits that the crew wore. You need the captain who enjoys braving storms. Well, I offered if you wanted to get on, but no. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're... Crap. Okay. I made bad decisions. I'm lagging! Okay. Leeches. Next time, adventure. Oh, Doof, I don't know if you saw, but they brought back the fishing map quest for this event. Which I'm actually really excited for. That was one of my favorite events when it was first introduced. The Hunter's Call will give you a map with a location circled to go fishing in. I don't like the strain I'm hearing on my ship. Oh, crap. I was really excited about that, though, because I wanted more adventures from the Hunter. I wanted a adventure from the Hunter's Call. At the time, that was the first one we got. It looks like this one is limited to 3 maps again, though, which I want more. Now, I know the Hunter's Call has actual voyages now that you can go on. I have yet to do it. Like I said earlier, I've been away for some time. But I'm excited to do those as well. Come on. I'm getting worried about my ship. Will you please just let me catch you? Thank you. Yes, yes. Where is... Okay, leg. Leg. I'm really glad the leg is not affecting the fishing too badly. But the moving around is not great. Well... Stop damaging my ship! There's the hole. Well, I had a plan for the evening. Hey, look, if you can't watch, I understand. It was last minute. We're just here to chill. It's not gonna be the most action heavy stream. Please do not let me run off. Thank you. Listening very closely for damage. I feel like they updated the sounds that the ship makes in the storm. Because I don't remember being this stressed out before. Nice, thanks, almost Jack Sparrow. Stop shooting holes in my ship. I mean, I had to. But also, it wasn't quite shooting holes, so, you know, the need for accuracy. I mean, I guess they are shooting holes in my ship. Where's this hole now? I was gonna bum rush Skyrim's main quest line to get it over with so I can move on to running a cat house. I mean, that sounds like a noble way to spend your evening. Remember those times we tried hiding on ships and I was itching for action? Yes! Oh my god. I am very much of the, if we can use stealth to our advantage, let's do that. So few games let you do that. And the captain we'd get in a ship, we'd become barrels, and within 10 seconds, the captain's going, I gotta get out and shoot something. I gotta go, I gotta find the crew. I can't just sit here. I feel like 90% of my job as first mate was just reining you in, I gotta be honest. For those of you guys who don't know, and I don't think any of you do, because I don't think I've told this story on stream before. Doof and I have been friends for a very long time. It all started once upon a time in Rust. I used to be a Rust player. And I played pretty empty servers. Just because I like the survival aspect. You guys know that. And one day, Hermit Squish found Hermit Doof, and we decided to trade goods. And then I decided to clean out my inventory where I had a bunch of burnt bear meat on me. And instead of looking to see what they were picking up, Doof picked up the items I had dropped, which were burnt bear meat, and proceeded to eat them. And thought that I had poisoned him. And that was the start of a beautiful friendship. The bell has stopped ringing, so we're back to Plenty Fins. The Devil's Roar visits. Yeah, we spent a lot of time in the Devil's Roar just because so few people are willing to hunt you down in the Devil's Roar because there's so many environmental hazards. Not us, though. We were as comfortable in the Devil's Roar as we were anywhere else. The accidental friendly fire incidents. Are you referring to me throwing bombs at you? Because I'm not going to pretend that any of those were accidental. Good story. I'm happy to share these stories with you guys. I really am. I'm looking forward to Doof joining me on stream. Because I remember a 20th of the stories that Doof does. And Doof is a natural storyteller. When I shot you in the face in Rust. Oh, yeah! Yeah, Doof accidentally shot me in the face in Rust. And then I very intentionally, continually shot him in the face in Rust. When I talk about that I'm the reason we turn friendly fire off on 7-day servers or other servers that could have friendly fire, me and Doof were the basis for that. That was the friendship that I learned that I can't be trusted. They also weren't friendly. Not true. True. Doof, do you really want me to tell them about you on 7 days? Okay. If Doof so demands. So in Sea of Thieves, Doof was captain, right? Captain Doof. In 7 Days to Die, I was Base Mama. Base Mama Squish. And I think I've talked about this fairly recently, because when I was playing with Zek and Hound, I did mention that I did a lot of the base building for our play group. And so I would generally hold down the fort, build things up, while other people went looting, and no one was as obsessed with looting as Doof. I'm not going to do the voice. You can do the voice when you join me on stream sometime, Doof. Doof got creepy with it. And all that was fine and good. He would bring back a ton of loot. Like, most of our loot came from Doof. At one point, we had a pretty good play group of like 6 or 7 people. No one brought home as much loot as Doof did. I don't know why the fish going out of sight stressed me out, but it did. Now, this is all well and good. However, when Doof would get back to base for the night, Doof really wanted Base Mama's attention. And so as soon as Doof would get back to the base, it would be squish, 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 squish. Until I would give him attention. And there were a lot of times where I would not. I would actually create bedrooms for us so I could escape him. And he would find ways to break into the bedroom. He would find ways to break into wherever I was. To say hi. And a lot of words. Mostly squish, actually. Squish was most of the words spoken. Did he bring any pipe, piano, drums, or just loots? It was a lot of loots. Turns out, I think the rest are a little too big to cart around in the zombie apocalypse. But man, was he good at bringing back the loots. Also, I'm playing up the annoyance of Doof wanting my attention. It was all in fun. And I only sometimes wish that we had had friendly fire on in those instances. So squish is one of those morphing non-verbs like Smurf. Yes. Yes, absolutely. The hole in your Remington. So I was making a base that largely went underground. Like the horde base section of it was above ground, but then like our bedrooms and everything additional was underground. And I was digging out, I was expanding my bedroom because my bedroom was attached to a subsection of the mine. And I accidentally dug a little too far and created a hole in the roof. And I think maybe I said something like, oops, and then I'm panicked trying to get cubes into the hole because I know what's coming next. Doof has heard me say oops, and Doof sprints full speed from wherever he's at in the base. And to give context for how big this base was, this was the first time that I was playing around with the entirety of the footprint that what do you call it? The cube. The cube you get. Why am I blanking? The thing that designates your base. I had built on the entirety of the footprint of that. I have no idea where he was. I think he was above ground, which was about 3 stories above where I was. Land claim block. Thank you, Lucy. I was playing with the full footprint of the land claim block. And before I could get the hole filled in, mind you, it wasn't a terribly big hole. Doof had managed to get to that section that was above me and climb into the hole so he could harass me while I was mining. Yar, Phil. Welcome to the Sea of Thieves. It's the Sea of Fish today. Okay. I actually... What all do we have at this point? 7, 8... Yeah, we'll stay here for a little bit longer, I think. That's how I build an enshrouded. Go big or find another home. It was my first time doing that. But part of that is actually, I have never shown you guys what the standard base that I have built in 7 days looks like. And part of that is because, historically my playgroup couldn't do a, we had to play on Navigaine because not everyone could load in a randomized map. So it was really easy to find a bridge because we always made our base on a bridge. It's a little harder to find a bridge in a randomized map. My disturbing obsession with guns and killing zombies on boards. Accurate to Doof. How I just did not have the attention span to build. Also accurate. Doof could not build anything. Doof largely cannot build anything in any game to save his life. He's very good at looting and killing zombies, but building ain't gonna happen. But I did tend to share around the leveling that came with building, because I'd put the basic blocks down, and I also would gather the resources. So when everyone came home for the night, I would give everyone the resources. Ah, no! I'm fishing here! So full disclosure, I don't know how this fight's gonna go. I don't know if that's gonna be useful. Let's straighten out the wheel. I missed. Ow. There we go. Base Mama Squish kept a tight grip. Iron Fist learned from Captain, they did. I don't know that I learned from Captain. I did what I had to do. You guys required an iron grip. That's I didn't finish eating that. I'm not feeling great about this fight. I'm gonna be real honest. Okay. Hey guys, I feel great about this fight. Okay, well, that'll be in perfect range. Is there anything on this island? not see anything. Thank you, Duke. Okay, after we get these aboard, I'll want to turn us around so we're aimed where I want us to go again. Well, I knew I couldn't keep getting all of the treasure with the harpoon. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Now you guys are kind of crowding my bait chest. I don't need to hide it. That's a weird feeling. I'm used to having to hide it because I'm used to high seas. Do you die when your boat sinks? No. You stay in the water where it sank. I'm gonna leave this one down here for now. And then a mermaid will spawn. If you interact with the mermaid, it will bring you back to your ship wherever your ship has respawned. I just want to make sure that I'm staying pointed at that. Because that's where we're going to head next for the Pondies. Let's get the food out of my inventory now. Do I need to heal up at all? No, I'm fully healed. We're good. So there's no threat of your attacker boarding your ship. There is if you're playing in high seas, because other players can board your ship. Actually, when Doof and I used to sail, I was typically our boarder. Whether you drop into the water and try to catch their ladder as it goes by, or you can use the cannons to shoot yourself over. Since I am playing on safer seas right now, I'm the only ship in this sea, so there's no threat of other players right now. And actually, it looks like they have added a bunch of stuff to make getting on people's ships a lot more interesting. We're about to have another storm. That's the wrong one. I patched all the holes, right? And as long as that bell is ringing, we should be able to catch stormfish. Are there sharks? There are sharks. If you stay in the water too long, sharks will spawn. As you guys can probably imagine, it took me a really long time to be okay with that. And if I'm really honest, sometimes I'm still not okay with that. Sometimes I do still panic when the sharks come. Didn't we have a stowaway once and it was a Scooby-Doo chase on our own ship? Yes. That happened several times, actually. Or even if they didn't stow away, we had several people who would get on our ship and then, like, they wouldn't do anything. They'd just run around and avoid us. Which is fine. I mean, I would prefer dealing with that than what I would do to other crews. Because, so when I got on another ship, if people were chasing me immediately, I would basically... There's two different types of bombs. One directly damages and one sets things on fire. I would do the one that would damage in order to get them away from me. Coat their deck in a nice layer of fire. And then I'd actually go down and I would get a banana cooking on their stove. And the reason I would do that is because if you leave food unattended, it will start a fire on your ship. And so there were a number of times where we did manage to get the enemy crew very confused because no one was on their ship and yet it had started on fire. The waves are making me nauseous. Have a good night, or Infernal, excuse me. And good luck with Skyrim. Every time we would drop anchor at full speed, you'd fall out of the crow's nest. Yes. No. Why the music? You're not telling me the music is for that ship over there. Okay. The game is telling me there's a threat, but I don't see a threat, so we're gonna keep fishing, question mark? I'm really confused. You need one of those thumpers from Kit to see if it summons water kraken. I don't feel the need to summon the kraken, weirdly enough. I think I'm good. Fandango anniversary sale today was 25 Nick Cage movies for $25, one of which was the USS Indianapolis, ship disaster highlighted in the movie drops. Ooh, that's actually... That sounds interesting. That being said, I'm not a big Nicolas Cage fan. I gotta be honest. I think it's just that he's so overhyped. Like, he's a fine actor. Fine. I don't know that I feel like the reputation he's gained seems... I don't know. It seems a little overblown. He's hit and miss. Yeah. I think that the music might be for that skeleton galleon over there. And it's actually too far to know where I'm at. pick up. Fishing. Leeches. You could be close to a fort. I mean, that's the only fort and it's not active. Yeah, there's a fort way in the distance there. I was worried it was a megalodon, but I'm within title card of an island. Nick is just trying to pay legal fees, taking anything, lots of hits and misses. He didn't have any lines in the recent mascot horror movie. That's true. Ironically, I did like the mascot horror movie, but that's because I had zero expectation of it being good. That wasn't why I was watching it. It was a lot of fun, and that was all I was looking for. Oh, the bells aren't... The bells. Yeah, no, the bells aren't ringing, so we're not going to be able to keep catching stormfish. So we will switch from leeches back to earthworms. I will fall off my ship. God, I don't need you to give me anxiety while fishing, Doof. The music is doing that all on its own. I don't like whatever's happening. I think it was the ghost ship. Because that was the end ghost ship noise. No, because that's still sailing. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna fish off the back for a little bit. Enjoy the beautiful sunset. Sploosh? I got tired of the squishing. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you guys. I know I already said that this is one of my favorite games, but this game has so many good memories. Both solo and with my friends. And I really, really want to share some of those adventures with you guys. Even if today's adventure is just fishing. Fishing's more fun with other people. And the advantage of fishing in a video game is I can talk to you guys and not scare away the fish. When we were sailing with the full crew, we did have a full crew of 4, and we had a cook. Our cook was not the best at remembering if there was food on the stove. Speaking of ships getting set on fire because of cooking. So it wasn't uncommon that he'd be cooking and we'd land at an island. We'd all get off and go on the island, and then suddenly one of us would look back and be like, why is our ship on fire? I have screenshots somewhere of, at different points, all of us managed to get on top of megalodons that were chasing our ship. Why is our ship on fire? Kind of like leaving the base without lockpicks or turning the generator off. Yeah. For once it wasn't my fault, but it was the very same energy, yes. I know a guy who did that. We started putting powder kegs by the stove. He learned not to eventually. Oh no! That's evil and also smart. With some of the new things that they have added since the last time I played, for example, you can now turn into treasure chests. I have ideas on how I want to interact with other crews, and I'm very excited. I'm also a little bit nervous because our previous crew got to the point where we were pretty good in combat, pretty consistently. I don't know that me, Captain, and Gamer are going to hit the same point with just the three of us. I also have a feeling that Gamer might be a little bit more tentative about causing chaos for other players. Hi Panda, Trav is doing his first sponsor. Oh! Well, thanks for hopping in, Blake. That's exciting for Trav. What story should I tell on our next adventure? I mean, probably appropriate ones. But, I mean, you remember more than I'm ever going to of our adventures, so you kind of have your choice on what to tell. Very similar to when I'm just riding my sea moth through the oceans in Subnautica. Fishing in this game is just very calming to me. Until another crew sneaks up on you. But since we don't have to deal with that today, this just gets to be really relaxing. And actually, part of the reason why I still have plenty fins and wild splashes left to catch is in the Isles of Plenty and the wilds, I kept getting chased out while I was trying to fish in those areas, in those regions. So like devilfish and ancient scales, I'm already done with those. Well, I still have the rare variants. But besides the rare variants, I have all of the fish from those regions. You should find what game she's playing next and make up stories about that so she thinks it's spoilers. Get her looking for the ZF-1 pod weapon schematics. Mutant, you are determined to have the entirety of chat gaslighting me. Gasping as I emerge from the water and scramble on board. Sorry I'm late. Well, it's about time, mad lad. No, it's nice to see you. I am excited to play Terraria tomorrow. I had intended to get on a little bit today and try to figure out basic controls. I did not. So if you guys are interested in Mad Lad teaching me literally everything in Terraria, isn't that what you signed up for, Mad Lad? We'll be doing that tomorrow. And that stream will start an hour earlier than I usually stream. So just be prepared. I do need to make a thumbnail so I can actually schedule that. I wish you were there when I took over another ship's galleon and recruited a whole other ship's crew. Crew of 9 on a ship that wasn't even... Yeah. Doof has a magical ability to talk to other people in this game. I don't, which is also part of why I chose to do Safer Seas while I was streaming. So I say that, but I don't want to make it sound like I don't like the community around this game, because part of the reason I love this game is for the community that has developed around it. It's just a weird divide where 99.9% of players in this game are great. Even if they're sinking you, they're great, right? They're playing the game. They're not just being assholes. But that 0.1%, that 0.1% really sucks and takes it to another level in this game. And I didn't want to have any risk of dealing with that today, so... Plus, I don't talk to other crews because, if that 0.1% hears my voice, of a more feminine-seeming variety, they get a lot worse, a lot quicker. So, when Doof is here, we'll show off the magic then. When Doof can do the talking. Peaceful communication is a thing in this game. It can be, if you're skilled enough. My peaceful communication in this game mostly comes from looking intimidating. It can't be on par with players in TF2 discovering you're live on Twitch. Oh, yeah. That's one thing that's nice about this server sizes being so small in Sea of Thieves. Like, the chances that someone can find the server you're on is so slim. And chances that they're going to find out that you're live is even slimmer. Unless you're really well known. I have seen some of the... I almost said 7 Days to Die. Some of the Sea of Thieves streamers I enjoy have gotten heckled a time or two. Remember, if you find a voodoo doll of your friendly camp NPC in Terraria, don't light it on fire. That sounds believable. Remember, do not spoil the game. Yes, genuinely don't spoil Terraria, because I'm looking forward to that game a lot. Didn't we run into 2 people who knew us? There was a period where we kept finding a lot of people who recognized us. Specifically, me and Doof would get recognized. I think you guys will kind of see why Doof gets recognized when he hops on. He has a whole persona he goes into. It's fantastic. And so he would really sell that when we would talk to other crews. I got recognized just because I was a menace. Because I was the one who would board ships, and I would do it repeatedly and just cause chaos. Like, that was my whole purpose. I wasn't trying to stop the ship. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was trying to distract them and lose any advantage that they may had previously had. That was my only aim when I boarded a ship. And I did a good enough job that I also gained notoriety. Also, unicorns are nice, friendly critters, and you should pet them. Look, unicorns are dicks in any game and any reality. There ain't no petting unicorns. I refuse. That time we fought a Reaper in a storm while Megalodon was attacking us both. Wasn't it? It wasn't attacking us both. But it attacked us first. And we baited the other ship into attacking the Megalodon, and then it turned on them. Another ship on the horizon. We just have a skelly ship. He's just hanging out. Man. Is he close enough? I could throw some grubs. Nah, I think you have to be pretty close to the ship. If a skeleton ship is close enough to you, you can catch battle gills. We don't need amber. Wow, Panda Squish Gaming, the saboteur. Nimble little minx triggers from Ghostbusters. That's how I roll. That's another reason why I love this game, is it's not very often that I find a context where I can fully dive into that chaos. And this game so naturally pulls it out of me. Skeletons are free crew members. I wish. Just move closer so they can come over and help you out on your ship. Oh yeah! Like the last one? I mean, technically it did help me out with a lot of treasure. Okay, gotta go, Squish. Thanks for telling of past glories and getting my return hype going. You're welcome, Doof. Thank you for hanging out for as long as you did. It was nice to see you in chat. And I cannot wait to have you on stream. Skeletons are automated bone piles for my dog to chase. Free calcium. I think I want to go through one more night cycle with plenty fins, and then we'll probably move over to that fort over there and try to catch some pondies. We'll cook the fish we have so far, and then we'll go do that. But who summoned them? The mailman. Hey, the mailman knows how to distract the dogs. If there's an automated bone pile, do you really think they're going to chase the mailman? There are skeletons in this game? Yep. So the main enemies... main enemies is kind of a stretch. The main enemies that are not the big bads are skeletons and ghosts. Actually, you know what? We'll see if there's any treasure around here, and we'll probably be able to get something to spawn. Hey, a bait crate! Oh, am I really that far away that I got a mermaid? Camel crate? Yeah. So these are your main enemies. There are skeletons of various strengths. These are the very basic skeletons. Fireworks crate. Which one do I want to take? I can't really fill that. I can fill the ammo crate. I think we'll take the ammo crate because that'll actually be worth a little something. Use harpoon, take both. I could. I'm being lazy. We'll sail a little bit closer and I'll get it with the harpoon gun. Far be it from me to make up things to get squished in trouble. Yes, of course, mutant. Cool, that triggers giant dry bone skellies from EverQuest back at the century turn. Everyone singing shanties until Bone Trussell starts blaring on an enemy ship. The looming sense of dread when Meglovania gets louder. And at this point, I've spent enough time in the water that I am going to take the mermaid back because I don't want to deal with shark. Because it's never just one that spawns for me. And then this way, those of you who are unfamiliar with this game can get to see what the mermaid does. These are just the small skeletons, though. Notice the one off the distance is tall enough to be visible from here. My friend kept trying to get me to play this game, the same one who convinces me to get one game, play it once, and never touch it again. I know that feeling. I have friends who do that, and it's always the expensive games. Look, a lot of the games I buy myself are like... They're usually in like the $10 range, right? My friends want me to buy $40 games that we can play once and never touch again. I ain't doing that. That's not how I roll. That being said, if you were to get Sea of Thieves, I would definitely play with you, Mad Lad. Store those there. File you in the pile over here. Except that you we can take from here. Actually, we'll leave that over there for now. Oh. I don't know, maybe I'll shoot off some fireworks for you guys. Why is there a new treasure? When... Exotic silks. Just like Ark Survival Evolved, The Forest, Rainbow Siege 6, Mortal Kombat, Generation Zero, I can keep going. Ark Survival and The Forest, that's the same reason I have both of those. I really like The Forest. I would play it solo, but I'm not good enough at it to play it solo. Ark Survival, Not only did we only play it once after I bought it for the friend who convinced me, maybe twice. The first time I played it, I couldn't log in without being killed by a saber-toothed tiger in the server repeatedly. Like, it probably took 20 minutes for me to be able to actually meet up with him because I would spawn in and die. I'm like, this doesn't seem like a game that is fun. I gotta be honest. I still haven't even opened Generation Zero on my console over a year after getting... Oh, God. Ark was too confusing to me whenever I wasn't getting drive-by'd by a random. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is it was needlessly complex for what it was. No, stay there. Stay there. Let me use your aura. Please, let me catch battle gills from you. Yeah, it's out of range now. No earthworms there. Ah. That's gonna bother me. It's fine. So we'll do this last night cycle here, and then we'll go get Pondies. Ark was second only to 7 days to co-op with my daughter. That's really sweet. And I know that well, I have friends who did, like, private servers, and I could see that being fun. I never got that experience. But I know that for the people who can get into it, like, it is really solid. It was just too much for me. That makes it sound like a disease with a not safe for work transmission vector. I'm confused to what you're referring, Mutant, and I'm also scared to ask what you're responding to with that. I'm gonna second Mad Lad's what? Catching something from the skeletons? Okay, that's actually funny. That is funny. I have a list of all of the fish and the amount of fish I need to catch. I have not been marking down the ones that I have been catching. So I will probably do that as I'm cooking, as we are cooking the fish. Arc PvE server, of course, she was only 9. Yeah, that makes sense. I wanted to get into Ark. Ark is a cross-section of games with the survival and the dinosaur elements that really appealed to me. So I was actually really disappointed that it was too much. Okay, there's a tornado on the horizon. We still got something going on. No fear for Kraken. What I would really like to find would be a shipwreck. Because then not only could we catch wreckers, there's a chance for there to be fish inside the shipwreck itself. What on the horizon? There's a green tornado. Oh, caught in my throat there. I'll look again after I catch this fish. The Flying Dutchman. Yes, it's the Flying Dutchman. Oh, also, girls, since you're not familiar with this game, it seems like they did do a whole Pirates of the Caribbean collaboration for this, and you do get to fight alongside Jack Sparrow. It's a really cool set of quests. There's actually a lot of settings there that you don't see through the normal gameplay of Sea of Thieves. Don't want splash tails. It still boggles my mind that we can go to an outpost and turn fish in. Used to be you had to go to a seaport specifically to get to the Hunter's Call, but now they're just everywhere everyone else is. Did they do a Black Sails version or Master and Commander? I don't remember much about it, honestly. I remember the settings, weirdly enough. That's most of what I remember. I think that they had but okay, so the Black Sails version is triggering a memory of the cosmetics that they did for the launch of that. But Doof would do a better job of explaining that. I don't cosmetic in this game. Treasure Island. Yeah. They have a whole new set of quests that I haven't done. Because Monkey Island was released after I kind of stepped away from the game. So there's quests that I need to do. There's tall tales I haven't seen. We'll see if there's any that can make me cry. There are two quests in particular of the tall tales that I'm really excited to share with you guys. One of which is in part what my personal ship is named after. The Wuthering Rose. That was the first tall tale that made me cry. And then the other one I'm excited to share with you guys is just really beautiful. They actually have you navigate by constellations in this game. And it's so well done and so beautiful. Okay, so there's two watery, 10, 12. 12 watery. I gotta get those marked down real quick. And then for cloudy, we have 3, 6. Okay, so we made a good dent in those. I should have been cooking as I went. I forgot how long this takes. But they're worth more if you cook them. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go through all the trouble of cooking all of these. I might just cook the trophies up. While I'm doing that, I can get us headed towards where we want to go. Just rewatched Treasure Planet on Monday. I actually haven't seen that. No! No? Well, so there's the Megalodon. And there goes the Megalodon. I am tempted to go out and fight him, but I really want to catch these blondies. My goal today was fishing. Very distinctly fishing. And I think I'm going to leave this storage chest and just take this one. What's kind of nice is we actually don't need bait for these, so we can just take the storage crate and head on over. Treasure Planet is amazing. The graphics at the time when they were figuring out CGI integration, but a stellar cast and direction, amazing story. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I do really want to watch it. I haven't gotten around to it. I really need to start, just getting through my to watch list. Okay. Now, I think this pond's a little tricky to fish in, because if it hits the sides, it'll snap the line. Shit, I needed that one. I need Orchid, Bronze, Bright, and Moon Sky. What is it that you are doing when you turn the wheel to drop the post? That's the anchor. I'm dropping anchor. Organize your watch list by 2 times mood. The one that you're in and the one you want. That is solid advice, actually. Actually, I watched, Feast of Emeretta? I think that's right. And I was really excited for it because it seemed like a really solid horror concept. Basically 3 students find themselves in like this apartment complex that is filled with creatures that eat their memories and turn their memories against them. And like the horror visuals were pretty solid, but the animation was primarily done by computers, and it was very obvious, and it just had no soul to the animation itself. And the story itself, like, ooh, that's some lag issue right there. The story itself was okay. Like, it was, again, it was a good concept, but it relied too heavily on the computer-generated reactions from the character. There's very little dialogue. The imagery wasn't... The imagery was cool, but it didn't really tell the cohesive story that I think they were going for. I was just kind of disappointed. Like, this was the one movie that I was going to watch today. Now I have to go do other things. Also, it was one of those things where I was looking up another movie, couldn't afford it, because the only copy I could find was $50, and I wasn't spending $50 on a movie that day. And I found this for $10. I'm like, yeah, I'll throw that in my cart. Here, fishy, fishy. Okay. We'll try casting again. What movie are you talking about? Feast of Amarita? I'm really unsure if I'm getting the last word right. I'm gonna be honest. But I think that's what it was. Also, hey to you too, Gold. Nice to see you. I am starting to get nervous that the spawning is an issue. But it could just be that I'm getting impatient now. Sometimes when the spawning takes a little bit longer, I kind of like to look around because it will draw your face back to the water when something spawns. Okay, I'm gonna... move around a little bit. Dump these in there. I fall off my rock. This is very chill. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe for today. Just some chill fishing. With a little bit of leg. I'm guessing... a lot of people are playing for the first day of the festival. So I'm not super surprised that there's lag issues. Feast of or East of? Feast with an F. Charcoal is the only one we don't need. capstan is a ratcheted sideways pulley system to allow the crew to haul large objects. In addition to being used for anchor on large ships, fishing ships would use them to pull in the net, and some are set up to help load cargo as well. There are also those systems to allow for hauling large objects at the outposts now. But for our ship, we just use it for the anchor. That's a pig. That noise freaked me out for a second. I do have a feeling we're going to make some pretty good progress on the pondies. I zoned out, huh? Yeah. That's fair. We have a pretty good chat when it comes to information, but I also think that there's no shame in zoning out when the information is shared sometimes. We're in the business of sharing information here. But not all information is relevant to all of us. Oh, nope. I was looking away. I think Sea of Thieves would be kind of a fun one to do, like a event in the Discord for people to play together. The only downside to that is, like, we can't do solely games with people from the Discord, right? Like, it would be a ships of 4, and then you're just kind of dumped to whatever server you're dumped into. Info brokers. Exactly. If you ever get a chance to see the museum at the Naval Academy, they have some old wooden design models with enough detail to give you an idea as to how they worked. That's actually pretty cool. You zoned out there. You tend to do that. My favorite relatable moment from Walter Mitty. There are ways and means to take over a server if we have enough. Okay. You have my attention. It's been quite some time since I've been super active in Sea of Thieves, so I don't... If there's a more reliable method than the ones that used to exist, that is news to me, and that would be nice. Let me just fumble for my words a little bit harder. Why all this charcoal? The problem is, for most of these, I have all the common variants. So it's uncommon and higher that I need. But we're getting the pondies at a pretty good clip. And when I started, we needed 20 orchid and 19 bronze. And I know we've gotten at least a few of each of those now. And we'll be able to get the moon sky once night hits, which we need 31 of those, but, you know, we'll chip away at it. Is it still 8 ships to a server? The last I knew, I believe it's 6? 6? 5? 5. It's not 8 ships to a server. It's less. I don't remember exactly how many, though. Oh, the moon sky pondies are so pretty. I did debate at one time doing, like, offering to do fishing trips with people. Like, log on and just grind for fish. And, like, if people want to stay on and fish with me, they can. But then have people log on for when we turned the fish in, so they'd get credit towards the commendation. Because I know a lot of people don't like to do the fishing stuff. Five, 6, 5 again. I haven't played in a while. Okay. Feast of Amrita is billed as a one-man animated film. That, with your feedback, sets my expectations. Should be amazing. Okay. That makes sense. I wish that it felt like a passion project the way that most one-man animation projects feel like. And that'll be the last I say about it, because if you want to watch it, I don't want to spoil anything. And the more I talk about it, the more I probably will. Fish equal plant fibers. Yeah, I'm good at doing the tedious stuff in games. I don't know why, but I do like it. Okay, so speaking of plant fibers, I was editing that last episode of Harvest Zombies that went up yesterday. And I was thinking, not necessarily anytime soon, but there's going to come a point where I just have to grind for plant fibers. And I'm kind of thinking that I might do, anytime that I want to do like several days of just grinding the plant fibers, I might actually do that live. Because I don't think that would make for good episodes. If I'm doing it for full days, it's gonna get... Obviously, I'm not gonna do a one-day episode if all I'm doing is gathering plant fiber. I'd have to do multiple days in an episode. And when I've done that previously, it doesn't seem like people really like that. So I kind of figured that it would be kind of a nice thing like this, where it's just nice and relaxing. I'll go and grind some plant fibers, kill some zombies, hang out with you guys. And also it would add a little bit of something different to that series as well. Because I know I've been really bad about posting it. Considering I was looking and I've only posted 2 episodes since it became 2025. Which is pretty sad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bad YouTuber. No, but I am starting to hit the stride in, I think, balancing recorded content and streaming content. So it'll take a while for me to fully figure it out, but we're getting there. We're doing better than we were just a couple weeks ago. So that's really what we need to do. That's a great idea. Well, thank you, Ghoul. I appreciate that. You say that now, but wait until I make a promise that you really want and I immediately break it. Speaking about that, I do still plan on doing that POI series. I've been putting a lot of thought into that recently as well. My guess is that I'll probably start working on that after 2.0 comes out and I get as far into that raw survival series as I'm going to get. We'll just kind of have to see. There's something profoundly therapeutic about mindlessly farming for materials. Seems to equate to digital meditation. I 100% agree with that. And I don't know if it's an ADHD thing, an autistic thing, but it is a lot easier for me to meditate, to get that experience of meditation, doing something like this in game, than if I was actually trying to meditate normally. It's just enough engagement to let me turn off the rest of what I need to turn off to get to that state. Versus if I try to meditate, if I try to just sit there and not direct my thoughts, then everything from the buzzing up. Oh, hey. I forgot you can get keys from fishing. Well, we'll pick up an ashen chest when we go to an outpost then. Yes, to turn off everything everywhere all at once. Yes. I need to be able to direct my thoughts just enough to shut the rest of it off. You're very pretty. Now bite the hook. Thank you. Design-wise, I think the Pondies are some of my favorite in the game. So we have 7 of those. We only need 13 more of those, actually. We are getting those at a pretty good clip right now. Another thing I was thinking about doing was not necessarily on stream. Maybe. Because... oh, well, good thing I didn't need that one. I would like to believe we're having a nice time doing the fishing right now, but... I've been thinking about sitting down and doing X amount of time fishing for whatever type of fish and keeping track of what spawns as kind of a breakdown video. Because there's not a lot of information about actual spawn rates and things like that. Or at least there wasn't the last I looked, which it's been a while. But why would I find that information when I could do the research myself now? And share it with you guys. It probably would not be the most accurate thing, but I think it'd be fun to do. Because I'm a nerd. I hear the words coming out of my mouth. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I accept it. I'd even argue that that's part of my charm. I have a feeling we might actually finish up the Orchid Pondies before the next day-night cycle finishes, which would be kind of cool. If we're not bombarded with charcoal Pondies this entire time. Good on you, nerds are great. I mean, that's how I feel, but I'm a little biased. But I've been wanting to do some more like educational stuff. Not educational, informational stuff. The POI series that I've talked about for 7 Days to Die. For those of you guys who are new and haven't heard me talk about that, I basically want to do a series where I do a walkthrough of all the POIs. Talk about highlights for each one, and actually give like an actual walkthrough. Like you'd see me go through and fight all the enemies in a POI. In 7 Days to Die. Did I say 7 Days to Die? More players equal larger sample size. That's true. And honestly, that would be a fun thing to do with some of the people in our community here. You mentioned the baits yesterday. Have you not been through that POI yet? No, I have not. I am thinking that that's going to be... So not the next episode, because we're getting close to Horde Night, right? But after Horde Night, it's going to make sense to go back to the desert. And I'm thinking that we're probably going to do that as one of the first POIs when we go back to the desert. So a little tip for fishing here. The way fishing works in this game is when the fish hooks, it's going to run one of 3 directions, left, right, or up, and you want to pull in the opposite direction than it's going. And while you're doing that, you can reel in, but as it starts to shake, so you can notice right before I stop reeling, the screen starts to shake a little bit. If you keep reeling, it's going to shake more and more, and eventually your line will snap. However, if you can manage to reel in while you're pulling, just shy of letting it snap, you can actually get the fish in faster that way. I did do a lot of experimentation with that to see if that was true. And the biggest reason I am convinced of it is when you have it chasing like directly... Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Oh, that kind of scared me. I do not want to lose all the fish that we have caught so far today. Once it gets close enough that it's like basically under you and it's still fighting you, if you reel in and it's close enough, even before it stops fighting you, you can pull it in as long as it's close enough. I think at one point I actually timed it as well. And there is a little bit of a time there's a more significant time difference if you get really good at it. I'm a little bit rusty at it. But I don't remember what that time difference is. So you are thinking harvest rather than chill for baits. Both options seem to lend towards premium content. Yeah, I'd probably do harvest. Well, Okay, now that you say that, I might have to think about it. 'Cause I think that both Gamer and Zek at the very least might appreciate the movie reference there, and might oops, I wasn't looking again. And might enjoy the experience of going through it and seeing what they have done to approximate the Bates Motel in the Fates Motel. But my original plan was to do it in Harvest. Just because I think that gives me a little bit more time to appreciate it. But I think if Gamer is not familiar with the movie, well, no, I think Gamer and I have talked about the movie actually. Psycho, for anyone who doesn't know what movie we're talking about. I think he and I have talked about the movie, so he would probably appreciate it. And I have just recently come to find out quite how extensive Zek's movie knowledge is. So I think they would both enjoy it. Chill after Harvest would be fun too, with you as an informed guide. That's true. That is true. Honestly, that might be the best bet, because then I would be less likely to scream at a jump scare as well. Be a little bit more formal of a guide. I've only seen the series Bates Motel. That is based off the movie, I do believe. I could be wrong. I haven't seen that, actually. I did do some light research into it. But that was a bit ago. And my brain don't always work so good with the memory thing. It tries its best. I love when Pondies are that easy. Pondies are an interesting fish because it's hard to find a place you can reliably catch them. So obviously this pond is big enough. There's a pond at Mermaid Hideaway that's big enough. And I believe Devil's Ridge are the three I know about. Because, like I said before, if the rocks are too close, it'll snap your line. There are some challenges to those locations, though. I chose this location because this doesn't have the issue of skeletons and ghosts spawning. Mermaid's Hideaway used to be my favorite, but it got to the point where I couldn't get in one fish before more skeletons spawned. But the trade-off to that is that you can catch the fish a lot faster. Less likely to screen. Yeah, right, because every POI respawn is identical. Hey, I said less likely. Not that I wouldn't scream. There's the one in the tutorial as well. Got a lot of fish there in the early days. That's true, but you can't keep those, can you? Because I guess I'm speaking generally in terms of turning it into the Hunter's Call. That being said, I still need to redo the tutorial because I haven't done the tutorial for this season. And I know that always gets extra points per season. I am a little sad I fell away from this game because for the first few seasons, I got max level for the season every single season. Um and it so I don't remember how far I got with that or where I ended up. I know there's some seasons towards before I stopped playing that I didn't get to 100, but for that first bit I was very felt very strongly about making sure I got to level 100. And now I feel weird coming back for season 15 and being like, there are seasons that I didn't play at all, and now I'm sad. Okay, how many of each have we gotten now? 9 of those, so we only need 10 more of these. 10 more of each of those, and then still 20 something of those, but I might not worry about the nighttime variant if I get the rest of them. Or what I could do is I could try to catch Cloudy and Bone Dust Plentyfins from the dock during the day, and the nighttime Pondies when it hits nighttime. I don't know that we're going to get to wild splashes in this session. But that's okay. We've made a lot of progress towards everything that I still needed. Why does it sound like there's demons? There should only be animals here. I was just taken aback by how much my ship is bobbing around. We don't need you. I scared you. How did I scare you, ghoul? Was it the comment about demon spawning? Because it still sounds like they are. I mean, they're not, but it sounds like they are. You paused looking in a direction for... Okay, yeah, that's fair. Looks like they still persist in your inventory. Okay. I mean, that would be a safe place to catch... To, like, take your time to catch the rare ones. downside of having a nice relaxing stream is I do get sleepy a lot quicker. Oh, I told you guys that I haven't been doing too hot this week. Two of the cats are sick too. Soup and Pie have been their little ears are warm. And so they I have actually spent most of my day in a cuddle pile in bed with the sick cats and just absolutely miserable myself. Sandwich and Mila, their immune systems are fantastic. So they're fine. They're not running a fever. They've been menaces the entirety that I've been sick. But Soup and Pie have been super snuggly. I love seeing my gold go up. And it has been really nice to get all of the sleepy kitty snuggles. Until you have to make a mad dash to the bathroom and you're buried under quite a lot of poundage of cat. But you take what you can. Sleepy quicker is a bonus to hear. Capitalize on that and schedule those games for nights before work. We won't mind. Not that I speak for chat. That would be really smart. If the days that I stream before work weren't generally my collab days. It's kind of weird to me that it's worked out that Saturday has been my primarily solo streams. Obviously not all the time, since Mad Lad and I are going to be streaming together tomorrow. But I really thought that as I started to network and stream with more people that Saturdays would be a prime spot. And no, it turns out the people that I tend to gravitate towards all work on the weekends. So right, sorry, whatever works that you are still enjoying yourself. No, I love the suggestion. I don't mean to like shoot it down right away. It was more of a like, that's a really great idea. Wait. No, honestly, I do always try to have something more relaxing in reserve just in case someone needs to bail. Um, doesn't argue with logic. I like to make sure that I have something just so no one ever feels like, ah, crap, I told Squish that we would stream together. I have to stream with them. Okay. I am going to step away for just a second. I need to run to the bathroom. I will be back in just a couple minutes here. It is a little more nerve-wracking to take a bathroom break in the middle of this game because it will kick me if I'm idle for too long. And I don't want to lose all the fish we caught. That was 2 hours. Well, actually, that was 3 hours worth of work because I spent an hour getting supplies at the beginning of this. Oh, crap, I needed that. I am trying to catch my breath because because of that exact thing, I made mad dash to get there and back. Ooh. Ooh, that's the rare. Oh, thank God. I did not want to miss out on that. Why are you holding it like that, character? Okay, hold on. You being weird. I'm glad you're being weird after we caught that and not before. That's better. So how many rares have you got, and when is it prudent to turn them in? So technically, we have caught 3 rares today. However, that bright pondy is the first one that we've caught that actually works towards the commendation I need. The other two are the Umber Splashtails, and I have already maxed those out, so while I caught them because they're worth a good bit of gold, I'm not too worried about those two. Oh, 10,000 gold. As to when is it prudent to turn them in? Because I realize I kind of ignored that portion of your question. If we were on the high seas, I would have been turning our fish in way more regularly. As it is, since we're just playing friendly server, I don't know. I am starting to kind of think I want to turn in the amount that we've caught. Part of that is because we caught the bright pondy. Because I can turn them in and I can come right back here. Right? At this point I'm kind of waiting to see if we can get now we only need 5 of the orchid and, well, I guess still 8 of the bronze, but if we can get all of the orchid so we can get that commendation when we turn them all in. And then when we come back, I would probably go to what I talked about before, of fishing on the dock here to get plenty fins and fishing in the pond at night to get the moon sky. I don't know if it's prudent, my plan. But it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. I should say that more confidently. Lots of charcoal. There's one of the ones we need. And I am really glad that you guys have seemed to enjoy the stream so much so far. It makes me... I think I'll probably end up doing another one of these then. I do have plenty more fish I need to catch. I don't know if I'll do my rare hunts on stream. just because that can take so long. I mean, we caught the 2 Umber Splashtails pretty quickly, but that was so early on in the stream, and then it was, what, another, like, an hour and 40 minutes before we saw another rare. But there's plenty more before I get to just rare fish. Right, I still have plenty fins to catch. I still have wild splashes. I definitely have isle hoppers. And wreckers, too. That's just going to require some shipwreck hunting before we can actually catch those. And actually, as I'm thinking about it, we might catch the rest of our orchid pondies. And then turn stuff in, and that might actually be where I call it for tonight. Not because I want to, but as I mentioned before, the peaceful nature of fishing in this game is mellowing me out to a point where I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep yammering at you guys. I think I'm going to start getting quieter and quieter at this point. And you guys are pretty good at dealing with me when I'm quiet, but you know, I know that's not what you're here for. That being said, knowing my luck, we're going to get the rest of the orchids, and on the journey to that, we're going to be just a couple away from the bronze, so then we're going to have to catch the bronze. Oh, and actually looking at my list, that's only the second bright pondy I have ever caught. I personally don't mind a silent streamer. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I don't think I want to do it on this channel, but I have played around with doing like kind of sleepy streams where I do just play the game and maybe put some lo-fi on in the back. Why do I need to go live to do that? Why can't I just do that on my own? I don't know. I have found that I enjoy being live with you guys. It adds a different level to the peacefulness. How that works, I don't know, but it does. Sleepy stream is good, or intoxicated with Allie could be fun too. You know what? Allie and I have done that plenty off stream. We've gotten plenty of practice for that kind of stream. Okay, we need 2 more orchids. And 6 more bronze. So yeah, I'm probably going to want to stay for the bronze too. How many did I just save the orchid? 2? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna update my list real quick. Oh, this is a bad idea, actually. I'm gonna write this separately from my list. Okay. Well, there's one of the 2. Well, if you guys are good with a sleepy stream, maybe I won't call it when we turn these in. I'm not gonna say for sure one way or the other yet. We'll see how I feel when I do turn them in. But we'll finish up the orchids and bronze, go turn these in, and then I'll make the call. Because realistically, I could finish all but the rare Pondy if I keep going. So 1 more orchid, 5 more bronze. It is possible, too, that sailing back to the outpost might wake me up a little bit. You just need to make it upstairs before you are unconscious. Plan in that direction. A random passing out, no bye, is an acceptable stream end. Okay. Okay. And technically, I don't need to make it upstairs before I pass out. I don't ask why. I have me saying that makes it sound suspicious. It's not suspicious, I promise. I have a pile of blankets next to my streaming setup right now. It's not suspicious. Okay? I'm turning the room I recorded, my studio, is going to be half studio and Bright Pondy. I'll finish my story after this. There's another one. Okay. So it's going to be half my studio and half a home theater. Well, until I actually get the other half of the basement here cleaned up and... Oh, why does that break my character? My character's just as stressed out as I am. Until I get the other side of the basement cleaned up and painted, the giant-ass TV that I insisted on buying myself when I bought this house is directly behind my recording studio. So I have I'm not this time when I was sick, but the time before, I made a nest down here so I could watch TV on the big TV. Because I didn't feel good. And all I wanted was a nest. That is our last orchid, as long as we catch it. I've ground many walls in my day. Comfy armchair. Not suspicious, but on days that you don't have to wake up at a certain bedroom POI, I expect is preferred. Yeah. But you know, you get a couple hours in the nest, and then at some point you wake up because you're uncomfortable, and then you can totter off to bed. That should be our last orchid. Yes, that is. Okay. So then we just need 4 more bronze. I'm not double checking that until after it's daytime again. I'd like it if I could catch one more moon sky before day breaks. No longer need that. Well, that works too. Then we should only need 3 of them. And it's fully day, so we'll double check that. Yeah, 3. So bronze or bright are all we are looking for in the daytime here. Anyone else's stream stutter? Are we having stream issues? Not I, says Ghoul. Still solid here. So hopefully it's just a one-off thing. Two more of the bronze. If you just keep acknowledging it, they keep coming, apparently. So as long as we get him in, we only need one more. And even if we did call it after turning these in, that would be 2 commendations. Fully unlocked. Okay, I will want to cook some of these fish. I don't think I'm going to do all of them. I think I'm just going to do the trophies and the rares. There's the last one. But we can do that while we're sailing. Not all of it, but we can get some of it done while we're sailing. Okay. Here? I think I should be able to use the harpoon. I don't need the trident, but I do want that key. Thank you. Leg. Oh, I forgot I have a bunch of treasure to turn in, too. Perfect. Get those on to cook. And then Sanctuary will be the closest here. So that's just going to be west by northwest. Okay. I love lag in this game. Actually, it's really not as bad in this game as it is in some. Raise anchor. Grab fish. I didn't know you had Tracer's powers. It's a well-kept secret. Northwest? Oh my god. I'm so glad that wasn't affecting... Yeah. That wasn't affecting my, fishing. We're close enough. Yeah. Wait. Over there. That's what I'm looking for. Even out as we get closer. Can we catch the wind? Maybe? Maybe? Nah, not quite. There, we caught the wind. Ah. Well, shit. Oh, extra shit. Not wooden planks, please. I just can't deal with cooking on top of this. Oh. No, okay. That's bad. I was not watching my health. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're gonna miss that rock. Perfect. You have steered us off course, though. sugar dust. Okay. No. Okay, island coming up. Have ballast balls. No. I don't think this will do anything, but you know. I think I get. Oh, I didn't hit it. Damn it. You can unlock things by... Oh. Ow! I didn't think that was the side that... Oh, did I hit an island? Not yet. Oh, that sounded like the mast. I'm too rusty for this. Ow. Want to keep close. Yep, because we got him. Oh. Not as rusty as I think. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, I'm not as close as I thought I was. Oh, I'm not that far off. We'll still get a little bit closer. Leave. I hate doing this on choppy water. Are there any more shinies? Hard to tell with waves, but I don't think so. Okay. North. You were holding your breath, Ghoul. Oh. Thanks for pressing on. Well, I wasn't gonna let them ruin all our hard work today. Also, that was a nice little confidence boost, I'm not gonna lie. I was worried about my aim being rusty. And it is a little bit. It is a little bit. But it's not as bad as I thought it was. I meant for continuing when you wanted to call it a night earlier. Oh, yeah. Well, regardless, we still have to turn everything in. We don't get credit for everything until we get it handed in. I wonder if the storm's going to follow us to the port. Oh, that's going the opposite way. Okay, wow. Not a half bad park job for how long I've been gone. And it is med check time. So if you guys need to take your meds, take your meds. If you guys need a snack, go get a snack. If you guys need to hydrate, hydrate. Take care of yourselves. I'm cooking fish! If you guys need to hydrate, hydrate. Take care of yourselves so we can hang out and do relaxing streams like this where we catch fish and take down skeleton ships and just hang out and have fun. Nope, I'm getting distracted. I need to take my own meds. I've been taking to prepping them before I stream, but because tonight was kind of an impromptu stream, I didn't really think ahead tonight, so gotta pull them all out before I can take them. And there we are. Thank you, Grills. I appreciate the compliment to my park job. I have historically not been the best parker in this game. If you guys want to hear something ironic, though, you guys know that my sense of direction is terrible. I don't even do rights and lefts right. I don't even do rights and lefts correctly, you know. For some reason, port, starboard, have way less issues with. As well as using the compass. For some reason, that clicks just fine for me. Oh, I didn't realize that was full of water. Ah, not quite. Close, but not quite there. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. For some reason, I gotta get that 6th one in there. I wish it wasn't the same button to open the shop. Plenty of gold. I see the commendations coming. And grade 2, Hunter of the Bright Pondy. Ah, not that one. There we go. That's all that was in there. No fish in there. Not the skull. Whee! Why does it feel like my ship got further away in the daylight? Oh. I still haven't decided if we're going to continue on or not. Because we have a lot of treasure to turn in. And that kind of gets tedious. It gets tedious, but it is also one of my favorite parts because you kind of get to see exactly how much you managed to accomplish. And I mean, we got 2 skeleton ships worth of loot on a fishing trip. I have a thought. Okay. There's my grade 5 Orchid Pondy. There should be my grade 5 bronze. I missed the harpoon. Let's try this again. Nope, I missed it. Did they fix that? Or am I just bad at it? What I'm trying to do is grab the harpoon as I go around. Get the smaller treasure in there. Shut up the skulls as well. Oh, hey! Guess what we fished up? So we don't need to buy a quest to get an ashen chest. Okay. Well, something at least. What I can do. Move that around a little bit. There we go. Jump as ship is on the downswing. That makes sense. Another ashen chest. Damn it. I think I'm just gonna bring the gold hoarder stuff and the Order of Souls stuff to the dock, and then I feel like I'm getting close. I only remembered to do it on the downswing once, though. I'll be honest. Maybe if I move the harpoon? What if I get the butt nice and presented? Nope. I tried. I even presented the butt. You know what? I do think I'm going to call it once we turn everything in. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the bait crates as well. Ah. Oh wait, because I don't sell it to you. This, of course, it's the one that I bought here. Oh, but you know what I can do? I can load this one into the other one, and then the other one will be worth more, and then I don't have to worry about not selling this one. I cannot express to you how excited I was when they added the store and take feature on the storage crates. I do think that I will be doing a stream like this again. This was a lot of fun. I always really enjoy fishing in this game, but I don't know, it's always so much better sharing it with you guys. Honestly, no matter what I'm doing, I just like sharing. I like doing it more if I'm sharing it with you guys. Nothing in there. And if this was a high seas server, I would leave all my supplies for the next ship to come by the outpost, but it's not, so. I don't have to worry about being courteous. Nothing left here? Nope. Okay. Then it's just this, which we'll need to get an ashen key for, so we'll leave that right there. And start bringing these on in. Oh, right, it's Humphrey here. Don't really care for Humphrey. Well, at least he talks less now. I'm so glad that the lag has evened out a little bit. I just thought about that. If I had been doing this with the lag going on, that would have driven me crazy. And we ended up gaining almost 20 levels in this season. Because I started this at level 20 today. I think everything had a little bit for the Order of Souls. So we'll just start there. Hello, madame. The Order of Souls was the first of the I forget what they call them here, like the guilds that I had maxed out. It is no longer maxed out. They increased the level cap, which is part of why I'm kicking myself a little bit for not doing high seas this time around. because I wasn't able to earn any reputation towards any of them, but that's fine. Don't smile at me like that, dude. Ain't no reason you need to be smiling to me like that. Hey, he can show you how to fish in Terraria. Note, it is bad for your health to stand in lava while fishing. Okay. It is okay to hug the zombies in Terraria. They are just as friendly as 7 Days to Die Blood Moon zombies. Oh, good. Oh, right. Lorena. Lorena, I have a present for you, and also I need you to sell me something.
I need a very, very large drink. Go wherever the wind carries you.
Oh, thank you. Aren't you the one that...
Adventure calls.
Don't... No, I get it. Isn't this where I get the keys?
Go wherever the wind carries you.
Okay, we'll sell you the closed chest. I'm not that invested in opening it. I think I have all the books anyways. The other thing that I haven't commented on during this stream, this is one of the most beautiful games. I know it's cartoony, but that doesn't take away from its charm at all. I genuinely, with the day-night cycle and how they handle lighting and the ocean and all of this, it is such a gorgeous game. But with that, I am going to bring tonight's stream to a close. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I know that this was, you know, not planned. I kind of decided in the last couple hours before to do this. So I'm really happy that so many people hopped on and hung out with me while I fished. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow when Madled and I play Terraria. So if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like. It does help the channel out. It also lets me know that you guys enjoyed it. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe so you can see more. This is my first Sea of Thieves stream, but I think we're going to do more of these in the future. I do know that we're going to do some adventure ones. I think we're also going to do more fishing ones. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Your awareness of the game's aesthetics is one of the main draws. Thanks for being perceptive. Thank you, Grills. And happy extended eyelid integrity check for everyone else who's headed to bed as well. So, yeah. Good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.